Alright, well let's watch a dash cam video. This happened on December 25th, 2021. The timestamp's a little bit off. Instead of 1900 hours, I believe this happened at 1800 hours. So this is an interesting video. This happened in Mississippi, and I was on a road trip down there. I hate traveling down in the South because, you know, racism and white supremacy is pretty strong in the United States, but once you get further south, it gets even stronger, to the point where a president who ran on a platform of white supremacy actually carries these states. So by the way, if you're watching this and you have friends or family who voted for Trump, or you voted for Trump, fuck you, and I hope you can go catch yourself some. That's the other reason why I don't like traveling in the South is, you know, you got like 800,000 Americans who died of COVID so far, most of them elderly, vulnerable people who don't have functioning immune systems. And you got these fucks in the South, and they're just trying to spread this disease as much as possible, not practicing any social distancing, not even wearing a mask indoors. It's fucking terrible. Not even vaccinated. So, I mean, yeah, the South is just one big, huge death cult. But anyway, back to our video. Yeah, let's hit play here. I'm just coming off the interstate. Oh, and let me show you where this video happened. You can take the timestamp off the video, or I'm sorry, the GPS stamp. Put a minus sign in front of the this number here, and let's see where we at here. That gets you to here. The Love's travel stop. You got a bunch of trucks turning in here. This is interesting. So I'm just realizing this right now. This truck was making a right-hand turn. He was coming down this way, the way my cursor's going, and then he made a right-hand turn here. If a semi-truck can fit, they should just take this turning lane. Interesting. Okay, back to the video. Let's see what happens. So I'm coming off the interstate. This is filmed, by the way, on the Viofo A119 version 3 dashcam. It gets pretty good performance for low light. I don't think you'll get better low light performance on a dashcam. Unfortunately, it still doesn't catch license plates at night very well because of the glare off of the license plate. It just blows out the video. There you go. But I'll give you an example of what it looks like. This is a screen grab, magnified. That's the original frame. This is the magnified version. You can make out the trailer number 105020, Trans Am Trucking. Let's see here. Here's another example. That's what I'm talking about. The license plate, all you see, too much light comes off it because it's retroreflective, so can't really make anything out. So anyway, there's the little car that got hit, and there's the big ass truck making his right-hand turn there. All right, back to the video. Where are we at here? There we go. Do 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 do. And there's sound on this, but it's not really relevant for the purpose of this video. So this was near Flowood, Mississippi, I guess. Here we go. Here's the truck, the Trans Am truck, making his right-hand turn. I guess he missed it earlier to take that turning lane. Here's the other vehicle that's involved. It's some type of SUV, I guess. I don't know. And then there's this vehicle just sitting here waiting for the truck to turn. And I believe I was trying to make a left-hand turn at this point. So the truck is signaling for a turn. But bear in mind, you got a lot going on when you're driving, especially at night. You may be looking at something else. You may not see the signal immediately. So this guy doesn't realize the truck is turning right, and he proceeds forward. Okay, so we now have a conflict. This guy is going straight, truck is turning right. Now you saw that guy hit his brakes. He's like, what the fuck's happening here? Oop, pardon my French. And truck's driving right. So now he's out of frame. We don't really see what's going on. I'm not sure I noticed anything at this point yet. Bloop. Now, even in the video, you're going to assume that truck is taking out that SUV right now. Now I noticed what's happening, so I turned my car to see what's going on better. Bloop. Now the aftermath. That guy is slowly rolling off the road into the curb. Truck is turning. So in my mind, as I'm witnessing this, I believe that truck has, you know, turned sideways into that vehicle. And I'm like, wow, okay, that sucks. Hope everybody's okay. And now look at right here, you see glass all over the road. Now apparently, we found out later on this glass wasn't from this incident, but you know, it just reinforces what my mind already thinks it saw, which is, you know, these two vehicles collided. So now I'm like, why is that truck who just ran this car off the road driving away? And I'm sitting here like thinking, okay, maybe he's going to stop, maybe he's going to stop, maybe he just needs to pull over a little bit more. No, that truck is like booking it out of here. What the hell? Now, later on we found out these two vehicles didn't actually physically make contact with each other, apparently. So, I mean, a common sense would nevertheless dictate that, you know, you just kind of ran a vehicle off the road. Whether your two vehicles actually collided or not, maybe you should hang out at the scene. And if that trucker would have just stayed at the scene, I think we would have got this figured out a lot quicker. Instead, he's leaving. He's making a left turn there. And I'm just like watching that in disbelief. Like, why is he, like, you know, you wouldn't expect a trucker, you know, he's to try to leave the scene, you know, like if he's in a Trans Am or something, like an actual, like a sports car, he might be able to get out of there, but in a frickin' Trans Am truck, no. How you doing?
What's up, man?
I'm gonna go track that truck down for you.
I appreciate that.
So there you go. I'm like letting them know, because at this point I figure, hell, maybe their vehicle's disabled too. You know, you don't know. And so I'm figuring I'll go track the truck down for the guys. And even though you can't see it in the video frame, I can still, out of the corner of my eye, I can still see the movement of the truck. So I haven't lost him. So the truck has actually turned into a truck stop. So he could very easily like melt away and you'd never know which truck it was. But I can still see him moving. And this guy is stopped, so I'm like thinking maybe they witnessed the accident too. So I pull over, I roll down my window, and the lady in the car yells at me, they're calling the police, and the guy's on his phone. So they witnessed the accident too, and they're also calling. There wouldn't be a need for them to be calling, except I'm assuming they're perceiving that the truck is trying to run away from the scene of the accident. It, you know, to everybody who witnessed it, it looked like an accident. Now, because the two vehicles didn't actually touch each other, maybe physically, maybe technically, it wasn't an accident. But again, I don't know the legality of all that. So I'm like, let me go catch up with this guy before I lose sight of him, because I can still kind of see him out in the distance. There he is, just pulling in. So now the trucker thinks that I'm the guy that he ran off the road. So he sees me following him. So he stops his truck.
Shit, man.
How you doing? I didn't even see you coming around that corner until it was too late.
It wasn't me and him. It was that other guy.
So there you go. So we proceed to have a short discussion where he explains to me what happened and what he saw, and I'm like, hey man, I'm not even really involved. I was just trying to track you down because it looked like you were running from the scene. And he's like, no, I wasn't running from the scene or whatever. And I mean, he just told me that since he had to turn into the truck stop anyway, he figured he was almost there. He'd just go all the rest of the way into the truck stop since he was stopping here anyway. Well, okay, whatever. But anyway, so eventually the cop came, and the cop and the parties involved talked it over, investigated, looked at each other's vehicles, and figured out that, in fact, the SUV there, or whatever type of vehicle that was, let's see, what type of vehicle was that? This is a cool little video thing here. This is a VLC video player. You can you can magnify stuff like that. So yeah, I can't really see in the video what kind of Envoy. What is that, a Chevy Envoy? A GMC Envoy? Yeah, GMC Envoy. So whatever the hell a GMC Envoy is classified as, that's I guess the vehicle that was involved. I'm not real up on makes and models of vehicle. But anyway, yeah, you know, so eventually, after about 15 or 20 minutes, eventually they figured out, well, the vehicles didn't hit each other, so screw it, we're not gonna, the cop was like, he's not gonna give anybody a ticket, and no harm, no foul. Still, that's scary as hell to have a truck run you off the road, and I'm sure to this guy who was in this Envoy, he you know, when you're bouncing up and down over the curb and into the grass like that, you don't know that the truck didn't hit you. He probably was expecting this whole side of his car to be all scraped up or something. So he did the responsible thing. He pulled over. He's like, let's figure out what happened. And then the truck just books it out of there. Crazy. So, you know, it's I'm not trying to cast blame one way or another as to, like, you know, I know it's a tough job to be a trucker. So, you know, this guy's maybe been driving all night. He's at the end of his night. He's just about to stop. But this guy was a character, quite the character. He was just like, just full steam ahead. He wasn't, you know, he wasn't worried about it, you know. And so he figured he hadn't hit the guy. I don't know how he could tell in his truck, like up in his cab of his truck, that he hadn't actually hit the guy who ended up off the road. Maybe he didn't even realize the guy got ran off the road and thought the guy was just stopped there. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the thinking was, but interesting incident. So from I guess from an insurance standpoint, no damage to either vehicle, so nobody really cares, I guess. So anyway, that's my video. Enjoy. Thank you. Bye.